Or they try to.
Hi, I am Chrono, and this is my seller. So looks like your friends in the central government, those who only think about your best interest, those who work incessantly to make your life better, have come up with the latest idea to make your economic condition even better and to improve your quality of life. And this idea is to get rid of cash. No more handling of these dirty, oily pieces of paper, of these worthless pieces of metal that dig holes in your pockets. Now everything will be handled through these nice pieces of plastic, or with a fingerprint, or with your mobile phone. So this, of course, is very nice and very good. You know, you get your salary in your bank account, and then when you need to buy something, you just pull out your piece of plastic, and presto, you can pay your bills. But maybe there is a little problem with this new invention, and this problem is that, do you really own what you cannot control? Because, you know, once your money, once your wealth is inside a bank account, inside the computer of the bank, you don't control it anymore. So, yeah, normally you can still use the money. It's not really money, it's just electrons in some chip, in some computers in the bank. But the bank can decide, just pushing a button, to cut you off from your own money. And yeah, some of you will say, well, but that's crazy, you know, banks will never do something like this. But actually they already have. And you can ask to the people in Cyprus or in Greece what they think about it, you know, because one day they woke up and they could not take any money from their account. And there the government later graciously decided that, yes, you can take money, but maybe no more than 50 euro a day, or maybe under 50 euro a week. So they were actually cut off from their own money. So they had it, but they could not use it. So do you really own something that you cannot control? No, you don't. Plus there is another little problem, and this problem is that basically the handling of electronic payments is a monopoly, and this monopoly is run by companies like, well, it's not really a monopoly, but almost. So there is a Visa, and there are another 2 or 3 companies that handle this payment system. So let's say that, for example, your government next week decides that, well, you know, it's not that really good that you buy, I don't know, maybe ammunition. But of course they cannot outlaw ammunition, or they cannot make magically disappear all the ammunition of the world. So what they can do is just simply write a letter to Visa and say, please stop processing any payment involving ammunition and anything connected to it. So what's the problem here? The problem is that, you know, you can always say, well, you know, I have this right or that right, and, you know, the Constitution entitles me to this or that. But actually Visa and the companies like Visa, they are private companies, so they don't have to follow the Constitution. If they decide that they will not process payments for example, ammunition or your favorite kind of porn or whatever, they decide that is not good for you, well, then you have a problem, because you will not be able to buy anything they decide that you cannot buy. Yeah, of course, you will still be able to buy from your neighbor, maybe giving them something in change, or I don't know, exchanging apples for live rounds, or something like that, or give them some gold or something you have. But okay, then you're limited to barter, and only limited to buy stuff from people who is really close to you. So, you know, this thing they are coming up with, eliminating cash, that of course they do a lot of propaganda that, oh, it's so nice, this is so nice and so elegant, it's so modern, and you know, what is these dirty pieces of paper that you stick in your pocket? No, now you can just do anything, just using your fingerprint, you know, and never mind that maybe someone will think that, hey, I can cut the finger off this guy and just buy stuff with his finger. Okay, but they can use other system, they can be PIN numbers, etc. And of course there is always the problem that the people who is not really familiar with electronics and all this modern means, you know, they will have problems probably to do all these things. But never mind, you know, they are old, and they represent the past, and the modern and the future is no cash. You know, everything is handled electronically. And you know, I will invite you to look at what happened recently in India, where the crazy Indian Prime Minister decided to eliminate from circulation the 1,000 and the 500 rupee banknotes, which are mostly what is used by normal people to just to handle their business, to buy bread and milk and stuff like this. And you just go and look in the media, look what happened, because these crazy experiments, they actually have this objective. This is the next logical step that the central government will use to enslave completely the population, which is just cut them off from their own money, from their own means of living. And so don't believe to this bullshit that modernity is. Look at Sweden. They always only use electronic money. Well, it's really not a great idea. I live in Switzerland, and here we use cash, and we're not afraid of it, and we are not shy, we are not ashamed, and you can go to a showroom and buy a car cash. Just bring there a lot of banknotes and put them on the counter and buy a car for cash, and nobody will think about it. But in other countries, cash is looked at with suspicion. What you're doing about this cash? Only criminals and the tax evaders and drug pushers and weapon traffickers are handled with cash. All the honest people, they only use electronic payments, which are traceable, by the way, so the government can tax you to the last penny. And whoever handles cash, it must be a criminal. It's probably doing something illegal or something shady and fishing. But this is bullshit. Basically, the governments will want to steal all your money. And once they control it, well, actually they own it. They can decide, well, tomorrow I will take 10% of your money because I need it. Because you have to pay your fair share of taxes. And in this moment, there is a crisis. Okay, we screwed up. We spend a lot of money we didn't have it, so we have to fix that. So we use your money, and you cannot do absolutely nothing about it, because once the cash is eliminated, you can only use electronic payments. Then, well, basically you lost all your money. So I invite you to think about this, and don't listen to the bullshit about the elimination of cash. Once you eliminate cash, you're a slave, and that's more or less it. Okay, so have a good day.